my phone, but that's not what you're talking about.
No, what we're talking about is a pretty simple technique where you can take your phone and take it from AT&T to Verizon or T-Mobile. The ability to switch carriers in your phone is basically what we're talking about.
Okay. So in other words, you buy a phone, and you want the ability. You buy a phone at a Verizon store. Most people get a discount on that phone, and because they sign a 2-year contract, and then every 2 years they're entitled to another phone at a discount. So do you have a problem with that?
Oh, absolutely not. Mainly what we're talking about is once your contract is over,
right,
and you own your phone and you're out of a contract, it's really your device. What are you able to do with that device?
I don't know. I don't even know what you're able to do. Tell us. So you mean I can't take, and I got an old-fashioned BlackBerry, which I'm holding up, and my contract is up. It's been up for a while, so I have that in the bank, a cheaper phone coming to me or at a discount price. But with this phone, you mean I couldn't say, okay, I'm going to another provider and have them activate this phone?
Well, you could do that, but you probably wouldn't be hosting a radio show anymore. You'd be behind bars for the next 5 years.
Really? Well,
yeah,
no. Well, I could try to do it. I couldn't do it. So you mean the provider won't do it because it's against the law?
It's up to the provider if they choose to do it. But for the iPhone in particular, they effectively never do it. Many of the phone providers have very particular and complicated and cumbersome rules. Some of them don't allow you to do it at all. If you choose to do it on your own device, that is a felony.
Wow. Well, I mean, I wouldn't even know. I know in your literature, I read in your testimony that you talk about hooking it up using a SIM card of another provider and doing it through your computer and all that. But that's what would be illegal.
Yeah, it's not that complicated. Basically, you have a computer program on your computer, and you plug in your iPhone through the cable that comes with it, and you run a computer program, and boom, your phone can be unlocked. Which just running that computer program, those keystrokes could be a felony.
So the disadvantage to not being able to do this is that once you buy a phone, you're stuck with that provider if you want to use that phone. Unless the provider lets you switch, and probably probably right now they don't. iPhone never, you said, virtually never. So you're stuck with having to buy another phone if you want to go to a different provider. That's the gist of it, right?
Exactly, and those aren't my conclusions. That was the Commerce Department. They conducted an exhaustive study to find out, and those were their conclusions. And what it basically means is that you don't own your phone anymore. It's a real violation of your fundamental property rights. If you can't alter that device when you have 100% ownership on it, then you don't really own it.
And are you looking to allow people to alter it on their own, as you previously discussed, the pretty simple procedure of a computer and a SIM card, et cetera, and the software? Or are you looking for it to be mandatory that from one company to the next they'll let you do it and you could go from company to company?
I don't want anything to be mandatory. I'm conservative. I used to work for the House Republican Study Committee, so we're against mandates here. What we're talking about is a free market, that you should be able to do what you want with your own device, that you shouldn't be arrested for unlocking your phone, and also businesses should be able to offer a computer program that would help facilitate you, because most people like yourself probably don't know how to program to unlock their phone.
You are so correct. We just met Derek, and you know how technically inept I am. That's pretty good. Do I reek of technical ineptness? Is that it? I must.
Think most people know how to do it.
I must. But okay, so basically the reason that this is in place is to profit the phone companies, right? They make more money this way.
Absolutely. It's a classic case of crony capitalism where the big phone companies petitioned. In this case, it was the Librarian of Congress that was the regulator, and the Librarian of Congress made the technology illegal, which has basically dried up the resale market for iPhones in particular, meaning that your device now, when you sell it after you've used it, is worth about 50% of what it was worth before.
Right. Okay, so it's H.R. 1123. Is that bill pending in the House?
There's two bills. There's 1123, but the better bill, the one that's been endorsed by Freedom Works and Our Street and Our Movement, and basically all the groups, is H.R. 1892, and that's introduced by Thomas Massey of Kentucky.
Okay, great. So you call your Congress people, folks, and look for them to get moving on HR 1892 to try to give us back our cell phones. Who knew? Who knew I didn't own it? Who knew? But now I know. Hey, very good stuff. Very valuable information, Derek. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me on.
My pleasure. Derek Khanna, Yale Law Visiting Fellow and leader of the National Campaign on Cell Phone Unlocking. It means a whole different thing to me now, and I'm sure and hope it means a whole different thing to you as well. We're coming back, folks. 1 big hour left on the Steve Malzberg Show, Newsmax TV and radio.
The Steve Malzberg Show.